Hey guys, if you want more Girls Next Level tea, behind the scenes, and deep dives, head over to our Patreon page for the exclusive content you can only find there. We have a whole other podcast called Slumber Party with Holly and Bridget. We have the commercial-free, uncensored video version of Girls Next Level, our personal scrapbooks, advice, Q&A, and so much more. I'm up in the comments talking to you guys. It's all the good stuff. We've been doing this for about a year and a half now, so there's a ton of content to binge. So go over to patreon.com/girlsnextlevel to join our Patreon family. We love you guys so much. We'll see you there.
I'm Holly.
And I'm Bridget.
And this
is Girls Next Level.
Welcome back to Girls Next Level, everybody. I'm having a day.
Right? Me too.
I can't even handle it.
You more so than me, but me too.
I just flew in from Vegas and I booked a flight that was like way earlier than this. So I thought like I'd have time to like get here and like put on some more makeup and change and everything. But of course the flight was delayed and just rushed in, like barely found my notes on my computer, and it's a day.
Yeah. I too am going straight to the airport from here. And so it was like last minute packing and do I have everything, and I'm going to be gone for 2 weeks. So it's a lot of stuff, and then all my stuff for today and my notes and everything. And I got home late last night and it's just like,
Yeah, it is one of those days for sure.
And then the other thing I wanted to tell you about is I went to Universal Horror Nights last night.
How was it this year?
It was fun. I had a good time. And I went with like my friend Leticia, who's a major scaredy cat. And she did like so good though. So good. And then we met up with my friend Naomi Grossman. You know Naomi. She used to be my Spanish teacher, but she also plays Pepper on American Horror Story. So you guys might know her from that. And she's also been on my podcast before, but she's a load of fun. So it was the three of us and Naomi's boyfriend all went together. So
Oh, that's fun.
yeah, we had a great time. And
were there any new haunted houses that were like different from last year?
I mean, they have Insidious, they have Texas Chainsaw Massacre, they had the Universal Monsters. There was one, and I keep forgetting its name. It was called like Monsterosis or something like that. And it had a very like Mexican Spanish theme to it.
That's cool.
And it was one of my favorites.
Ooh.
Like the set dressing was very much like that island in Mexico with all the dolls.
Oh my God. I love the look of that place.
Yes, it was very much that. And I was like, I told Leticia, oh my God, I'm so into this.
I love it.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
So that was probably my favorite one. And that was new to me. I don't remember seeing that with us last year.
I don't remember that either. Yeah.
So yeah, that was probably my favorite one. The ones where it's like radiation exposure and that kind of stuff.
Not really your vibe as
I'm
much.
not into those.
Yeah, the
as much.
zombie-ish.
And then they had a Ghostbusters one. That was new. And it was just cute and fun. It wasn't like scary at all, but you kept getting slimed in it.
Oh,
so
man.
that was a little
Watch out.
aggressive. Like everybody's like walking out like all wet. And every time you touch the little curtain things, they're soaking. And everybody's just like, ew.
Nasty. That's so funny.
And you know what else I'm doing while I'm there?
What's that?
The Morbid podcast.
Oh, fun.
I'm going to meet up with them in person.
What are you guys going to do?
We're going to record the podcast.
Oh.
But Two Girls, One Ghost also messaged me and wanted to know if I wanted to go Sasquatch hunting while I'm there.
Do it. I want to hear if you find a Sasquatch.
Yeah. I don't even know what's involved. Like, what do we have to do? Just to go sit in the woods, I think.
Put on some camo, sit in the woods.
To make a call.
Is that what they sound like?
I don't know what they sound like, but
Oh
there's a
my
call
God.
they make.
Stop.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's funny.
People are going to be writing and going, that's not how it sounds.
Oh,
It's
my
like
God.
this. Oh. No, I'm just kidding. It's a noise, though. There's a call.
I love it.
So where are we? We're on the...
Well, we left off on the Marie Antoinette episode. We were downstairs. Hank and Kendra were in the pantry, and then I was in the dining room. So Hank and Kendra come out into the dining room. I have my hair done, Marie Antoinette style from the
Yes.
salon. Kendra tells me my hair looks good, which is really nice. And I tell her I have a dress for her, which is Chargers colors. And you guys, I love the episode. But something about this episode bugs me so bad. And it's that people out there, not everybody who's watched this show, but some people out there have like such a skewed misconception of what went on in this episode. Specifically, somebody made a TikTok about it recently that people were tagging me in. And there's this whole like misconception that I guess I'll get to. But anyway, it's about me giving Kendra the dress. And it really bothers me. Like I shouldn't let like this bother me, but I think it bothers me because there has been so much actual beef through the years that when people think there's beef or there's bad intentions with something that's totally 100% not, it bugs me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So anyway, I tell her I have a dress for her that's Chargers colors, and she looks terrified. And I don't think it's that she's terrified that the outfit's going to be so awful, because it's like, who's going to make her wear it? My interpretation of this is that Kendra already knows what she's going to do in this episode. Like we said last week, it's like she doesn't have anything to wear, so she's going to have to try on a million things, and that's going to be her whole plot line, and then she'll finally find something.
Yeah.
And when I come down and say, oh, I have a dress for you, it's Chargers colors, that like ruins it all. Like now she doesn't have anything to do. That's how I interpreted it.
Interesting. I didn't interpret it that way, but I can see that for sure. I interpret it as, well, I guess I kind of partially interpret it that way. Interpreted it that she did not know what she was going to wear. She's going to go through that whole, it's going to be her whole scene as I have nothing to wear. That's going to be her plot line, and trying on a bunch of different things and nothing works, and then they're just throwing something together at the last minute. But I do think that she was genuinely shocked that you were giving her something. And I felt like that was the response.
Yeah.
And in her mind, she's wondering like, oh God, what is this going to be? Because it's probably something. Because part of the problem was with this is there was plenty of time for everyone to get an outfit for this. Everyone knew about it. But it's just something that she never wanted to dress up in to begin with. So no matter what outfit you would have given her, it's not something she would have wanted to wear.
Yeah, and I'm glad you mentioned that it's so established by season 3 that she doesn't want to dress up. She's not going to want like a fluffy pastry of a dress, because this TikTok somebody made, they like had the camera on the laptop and were showing the show. And it shows me coming into Kendra's room and giving her the Snow White outfit. And I'm like, oh, I picked this out for you. It's Chargers colors. And the reason I picked that one for her was because A, it's kind of Chargers colors. And you know how she always likes to like make things her own and like make it sports or something like that. But also it was like one of like the shorter, easier, like more simple of the princess outfits I had. Because anybody who's watched the show up to this point or knew her in person, who the thinks Kendra's gonna want to wear the frilly, fluffy, girly, no one.
Right.
But then this girl's like recording the show and she's like, Holly, why did you give Kendra that ugly dress? And you bought Bridget this dress. And then it cuts to me and you in the scene where we're doing our corsets in your room, which I didn't buy you that dress. It's a dress you already had. Like you wore it like 2 Halloweens ago or something like that.
I dressed as Marie Antoinette literally 2 years before. I had that dress custom made by a lady named Tracy Arnold. She was in Florida. She did an amazing job. And it's a duplicate of the Marie Antoinette Barbie.
Yeah.
It's a short version. It's almost identical to her outfit that she's wearing, and that the one that you put in the top of the cake later on. I have that Barbie. I have it at home. I had it in my room at the mansion. I sent her photos of that and said, I want to have this duplicated. So I was the Marie Antoinette Barbie 2 years ago for Halloween, and I just reused the costume. Yeah. I know we also never reuse anything or rewear anything, but here I am caught doing it again.
Right, totally. So, I mean, for me, and I had supplied all the girls across the street with outfits and stuff.
I don't think I realized that until I watched this back, and I was shocked.
Yeah, it was just because, but it was like Leg Avenue had given me some. Yeah. They were all the same level of costume. Because when people talk about this, like when the girl made the TikTok and people are in the comments and there's discourse about it, people think I bought everybody else a really frilly, elaborate, expensive outfit, and I gave Kendra like this really bootleg one. But they're all the same level, like Leg Avenue princess outfit. Like one of them was a pirate outfit, Leg Avenue from a bag. One of them was like a princess. One of them was like a can girl. Like anything that kind of looked vaguely of that era was just what I used, and it was just like stuff I had. Because I don't want anybody else to have to like go buy shit if they don't want to buy shit. And I just thought it would be cute for the show if everybody dressed up. And also, just so everybody knows, like, I don't really give a if Kendra wears the outfit. Like, I'm just trying to do what I can do so she feels included. Like, I know she's not going to like it, whatever I pick. So I thought it would at least be cute if I like pick the one that's Chargers colors or whatever.
Yeah.
And
well, it's giving her something to grasp onto to make it her own. Like, as opposed to, like you said, like a very pastry style outfit. There's nothing in there for her. But this at least is something she can pull from it, possibly.
Totally.
Or not.
Yeah. And even on our Patreon, people were like, well, even the one you got Sarah Underwood was better than the one you got Kendra. And it was cute. Okay, first of all, you're seeing Kendra's like flat on the dry cleaner, in the dry cleaner bag, like on the hanger. Everybody else has theirs on with like the petticoats, and they've styled it and made it look cute. So of course it looks cuter. But I guarantee you, every outfit I got for everybody was like the same price point, the same quality, the same type of thing. But there's some people who walk away from this episode thinking that like Kendra is poor Cinderella and she gets the shitty outfit, and me and you are like the evil stepsisters who have the really nice outfits, and poor Kendra's left out again. And I'm like, that's crazy to me, because I feel like from my perspective, it's obvious, especially, and it should be obvious to anybody who's watched the show these 2 seasons, Kendra hates dressing up. She hates anything hyper feminine. She hates doing anything that's me or you coded.
Right.
I don't know why that dress isn't like the obvious choice out of the dresses.
Right.
It's weird.
And we put a lot of effort into these things. Like, we had these outfits, both of us had them custom made. Obviously, mine wasn't for your party. I repurposed it, but we've had these, like, we put a lot of effort into this kind of stuff. It's not something that she cares about, and that's totally fine.
Yeah.
But why are we shit on?
Exactly.
For putting in the effort and for wanting to, like, have amazing outfits and for, like, going the extra mile. Like, why is that bad? Because somebody else doesn't want to.
Yeah, and honest to God, like, if she would have shown up in a juicy tracksuit,
who cares?
I don't care. I don't care. Like, I'm not trying to be mean or like make her wear something. I'm just trying to do what I'm doing for every other girl so she doesn't feel left out.
In fact, I think if she had done that, it would have even been better for the show.
Yeah, I think if she would have rolled with the Chargers theme, it would have been cute.
Yeah.
But I mean, maybe she really hated it that much, but I feel like for her, it doesn't give her her activity for the show anymore. Like, now she doesn't have the issue. Like, what am I going to wear? I need to try on 50 things for the camera, you know?
Yeah.
But somehow I'm the bad guy.
Yeah.
Which I feel like was how it always was. Like, we did our best from the beginning to try and make Kendra feel included, but we're always the bad guy. If she's late, it's my fault, you know?
Oh, I got a message the other day, or just this morning, actually, like totally chastising me for Kendra not coming downstairs at the Christmas episode and saying something about it.
Wait, why is that your fault?
Because clearly her acne is giving her depression, and we should have more grace for her for that.
The thing about Kendra not coming downstairs, and I thought we said this in the episode too, was like, we don't care. If she needs a mental health day, amazing. Like, we don't take that personally toward us. It wasn't a drama between us. But it is the biggest behind the scenes thing that happened. And whatever her excuse was, or whatever the reason was for her not wanting to come down, clearly that wasn't being communicated well enough to producers where they felt like that was the case, because they just felt like she was being a dick and nobody knew why. And then their jobs are on the line because they need her out for the scene.
No, it's our fault for talking about it now.
Okay, so maybe we just shouldn't talk about anything that happens behind this. I don't get it, because I feel like, and I know I'm just circling here, and most of you guys listening are not like this.
Yeah.
But sometimes when you look at, and I've kind of backed off, even on the Patreon, I've backed off the comments a little bit, because I feel like sometimes you can get too much feedback and then it paralyzes you and you don't want to say anything.
Right.
But it's like, there's the people, like, you want to hear what's happening really behind the scenes, but sometimes we say that, and even if we make it clear that like Kendra not coming out of her room wasn't a personal drama between us and it wasn't that, but they're still like mad.
And I realize she's dealing with acne and that's causing her to be depressed and stuff, but you still have to do your job. You're getting paid for this. I'm the fat girl and feel
Right.
you know, like I shouldn't be on camera or I don't belong here. I'm not good enough to be here, but I'm still showing up. For
Exactly.
doing it.
Everybody has their struggles.
You know when you discover a new binge-worthy show or a song that you bump on repeat and you have to share it with all your friends so they can experience just how awesome it is too? That's kind of what it feels like when you discover that Mint Mobile offers premium wireless for $15 a month when you purchase a 3-month plan. It's such an awesome deal that there's no way you can just keep it to yourself. Friends don't let friends overpay for wireless. So say bye-bye to your overpriced wireless plan and switch to Mint Mobile. Mint Mobile is here to rescue you and your squad with premium wireless plans starting at $15 a month. All plans come with high-speed data and unlimited talk and text delivered on the nation's largest 5G network. Use your own phone with any Mint Mobile plan and bring your phone number along with all your existing contacts. Ditch overpriced wireless with Mint Mobile's deal and get 3 months of premium wireless service for $15 a month.
To get this new customer offer and your new 3-month premium wireless plan for just $15 a month, go to mintmobile.com/nextlevel. That's mintmobile.com/nextlevel. Cut your wireless bill to $15 a month at mintmobile.com/nextlevel. $45 upfront payment required, equivalent to $15 a month. New customers on first 3-month plan only. Speed slower above 40 gigabytes on unlimited plan. Additional taxes, fees, and restrictions apply. See Mint Mobile for details.
And the thing about like the way I get so irritated about the way some people misinterpret this episode is the irony is I genuinely don't think Kendra was being a dick in this. I think she was just like, oh, about the outfit. And then she wants to go find a different outfit. I don't care. Great. And I don't think the editing was trying to make me look bad in any way at all. But for some reason, people see this and they think it's like a bad thing. And the only thing I can blame it on is like the drama that was seeded in season 1, because season 1 tried to make it look so Holly versus Kendra that maybe that lingering makes people interpret it that way. So for once in my life, this isn't a Kendra thing or an editor thing. It's just odd that for whatever reason people interpret it that way, that I'm like being mean to Kendra by not giving her a nicer dress. And it's like, who thinks she wants to wear a fucking poofy ass Rococo ball gown? And just to like let everybody know, like I feel like when my birthday party was going on, I felt like things were fine between all three of us. I didn't feel like there was any drama. I didn't care that she didn't actually wear the dress. Like everything was great. But for some reason, doesn't come off that way to some people.
I do feel like the producers were trying to show the dress as
yucky.
Yes.
I do feel like it comes off that way because people are really like, ew. But that was one I actually wore. Like, so I liked it enough to wear it for one Halloween. And they do play it off like Kendra's like, ah. And I feel like they just make it look yucky and everybody else's is great. But everybody else's is on and it's made to look cute. And it's just, I don't know.
Yeah, I just felt like they were trying to like make it look like, oh,
wah, wah.
Yeah, nice try, but no.
Yeah. But I don't think they're really going out of their way to like villainize me or make it look like I'm really like trying to marginalize Kendra or anything.
No, but
for some reason people take it that way. So I leave the dining room and then Kendra walks out to the Great Hall to investigate the cake that Lori made me. And it's funny because I remember the cake being so much bigger than it was. Like I remember it being this huge multi-tiered cake. And it's not that big. I mean, it was big enough for what it was, but I remember it being giant for some reason.
That's funny.
And then Kendra fingers the cake to see if it's real. And people ask a lot about her fingering the cake or later sitting in the cake. But I just thought it was like funny at the time and didn't really think anything of it. And then I blame you because I caught you fingering the cake at like Victoria's baby shower.
Yeah, I totally get blamed for fingering the cake, which I get because I definitely have done it in the past, but I definitely didn't do it this time. Mm-hmm. But I will say, it shows Kendra fingering the cake, but where we see the fingerprint later is a different spot.
Yeah, do you think they made a bigger one just for like dramatic purposes?
So that you could actually see it on camera? Possibly.
I feel like that we're kind of talking about that a little bit in commentary. Like when she touches the cake to see if it's real, it's not a big enough finger for dramatic purposes. So I think somebody went in and
it's in a different spot.
Yeah.
So either that or it was like when Lori was putting the cake out, like it accidentally touched it because it's hard to like, set them up. But it definitely wasn't the right thing. So there's definitely an editing thing there.
Yeah, something's going on. So then I come into Kendra's room with the Snow White costume and drop it off. And we know how that goes. We know how that goes over. But one thing they do that's cute that we all talk about that we like in the commentary is they do a graphic of like Kendra in a big Snow White dress. Mm-hmm. Right after. That was cute. And then cut to the Playmate house. And in commentary, we're talking about how Kevin had a vendetta against the Playmate house, which I'd forgotten about. He didn't like it. And I felt like it was jealousy because Kevin always wanted to be like the only documentarian of Playboy. So he would get jealous of like Bridget Berman or other documentarians who would make like heft documentaries. Do you remember that?
I forgot about how
the Bridget Berman
yes,
hate. Yeah.
Yes. He totally did.
Yeah. And before Kevin was even on Girls Next Door or anything, they had done that Who Wants to Be a Playboy Centerfold reality show, which was what they originally decorated the Playmate house for, which is why all the walls are like 2000s reality show bright colors and stuff. And Kevin hated it, and he was always lobbying for me to redecorate it and stuff. And I didn't really want to because I thought it was perfect for TV as it was with like all the bright colors and whatever. And I'm like, why do you hate it? But I think it was because he was jealous because it was a show he didn't do.
I think it was because he was jealous, and that's definitely what I thought at the time. But now I watch it back and I think, was he feeling a little bit of the vibe that we feel about it now? The low energy and the like a sucking vortex that takes the energy out of things?
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't know how redecorating would do that. But you could be right. Maybe he didn't even realize.
I was a little bit cringe on this scene.
I can guess why, but tell me why.
I just feel like it's very awkward. And
it reminds me of me doing a scene. Like when I'm over at the Playmate house by myself trying to make it happen.
Like, it's crazy. There's a couple different reasons why I think it's cringy. Oh, just so you guys know, I have a cough drop in because I feel like you can hear it and see it because I'm like having a coughing attack. But number one, I feel like they don't know what to do or say on camera. And I really feel it.
Yes.
Like, I feel it.
Totally.
They're uncomfortable and they're awkward. And it's weird to me because Allison has such a great personality and she's a great host. Sarah's got such an amazing personality and she's so fun. And I think she's a great host too. But being on a reality TV show and having to carry a scene is kind of like a whole different ball game.
It's a whole different skill.
And I feel like it was very awkward. So there we have that awkwardness going on. But then on top of that, the cameras are sitting there while they're trying to try on these costumes or get ready for the party. So now, not only is it awkward and they have to have conversation that they're not used to doing, but now we also have to get naked in front of cameras that we don't really want to do. And so I'm just like, that whole scene, I just sort of feel like cringy, like, okay, go to the next thing because I'm cringing out right now over several different things. And nothing personal against Allison or Sarah because obviously I love both of them. It's just, it's a hard thing to do, especially when you're not doing it all the time. And then it involves getting undressed on camera too, which you clearly can tell they don't want to do. They're trying to be very, discreet about it. And I felt like that's kind of skeezy of the show, too, to sit there and just be like, well, we're going to, like, why not go outside and let them come out and just model it when they're in?
Yeah, like one of them could walk into the bathroom and then back out or something.
And that would have given them something to do, too, like kind of critique each other's outfits or help each other out with it or something instead of, like, them both trying to, like, strategically, like, change clothes and stuff and then they do the sock thing, which I just felt like wasn't funny. And like, I mean, I guess maybe if you mismatch your socks, maybe you relate to that and you do think it's funny. But I just thought, I don't know.
Well, it's also, I felt like it was kind of dated too. Like maybe back in 2006, we would have thought, holy shit, you're a hot mess if your socks don't match. But I feel like these days, nobody cares. I feel like that's part of the reason it comes off a little
I could see that.
weird too. But do you want to hear something that makes the scene even worse?
What?
After the fact, when we were screening it, Hef bagged on the girls for being too modest in that scene. And just so you guys know, if you haven't watched it recently or like don't remember, they're being careful to not like show full vag, but they're in like thongs and bras. Like you can see pretty much everything. So for Hef to be like, oh, they're being too modest, like gross. And they're not getting paid for being on this show. Like anybody who's like just popping on the show as a guest star is not getting anything out of it.
Yeah.
I mean, they have free room and board living over there, but it's not.
But it's not in return for doing the show. It's just in return for
hanging out
and being part of it. And of course, the show is a part of that a little bit, but there's no obligation to get naked on the show for everybody.
Yeah.
You know what? You do an interview in this scene, well, in several scenes, and I think maybe the next episode too, in this lavender.
The sweater that looks like a neck brace.
Yeah, but
I hate that sweater. It looks like a neck brace.
But why do I feel like you look so different in it? Like I put in my comments, something about Holly looks so different to me here.
I feel like I look a lot older just because like the way my hair is styled and I'm wearing a neck brace woolly sweater. And I think I'm also a little tired in the interview. It's not one of my favorite interview looks at all.
Yeah. I didn't think it was necessarily bad, but I was just like, something looks different about her. That was all.
Yeah. It's the neck.
So yeah, and then I just wrote the
interview.
cameras are just lurking.
Uh-huh.
And I feel like that makes them feel even more uncomfortable, on top of already feeling uncomfortable about having to have to do their own scene. And then this just occurred to me right now, so maybe I'm totally off base, but do you think, because it's very, very unusual for the cameras to film the girls separately without one of us in the scene, kind of.
Yeah.
Do you think they were doing that because they weren't getting enough from Kendra?
I don't know. That's a really good question. Unless my first thought when you started bringing that up was that they were trying to build interest in Allison and Sarah, maybe because they knew about stuff that was coming up in the season, or maybe there was some notion at the beginning of season 3, like, oh, let's make the girls across the street a little bit more part of this world, maybe. But that could be true. I mean, could definitely be a precursor to later on when they would actively try to find replacements for Kendra.
Or maybe they're just trying to build up to like that Playmate of the Year and that competition, but yes, also friendship and like how awkward this is going to be when one of them gets Playmate of the Year and the other ones don't, and they all live together and they're all tight friends.
But I wonder how much they were ready to do a Playmate of the Year. Well, I guess because they find out in January, we would have shot that pretty soon, even though it's later in the season. Yeah, it's interesting. I think it's probably both things.
I was just thinking that too. I was like, it's probably a little bit of both because they weren't getting very much from Kendra. So they have to fill in the extra things. Plus, we're leading up to, who these girls are and who deserves this. And you want the audience kind of rooting for somebody. So you got to get to know them to root for them.
Totally.
My hair is super fine, but also really curly, and so it tends to get very, very frizzy, and so it's so important to have a shampoo and conditioner that's specifically designed for my hair type. Everybody's got a type, and Ouai is yours. Their shampoo and conditioner are made to deliver what's just right for your hair type. With Ouai, you'll get hydration that won't weigh your hair down, plus extra benefits that your specific strands need. Think volume and bounce, shine, and protection against frizz. Upgrade your shower routine with a wash day duo that's designed for fine, medium, and thick strands to get your hair looking and smelling amazing. I have been using the Ouai treatment mask for years and I love it. I love the way it leaves my hair smelling, but just recently I tried the detox shampoo after I got back from my trip. It was incredible the way my hair felt afterwards, and it wasn't all dry and crispy after using it. That combined with the Ouai conditioner left my hair feeling like butter in the shower. I was like, wait, is this really my hair? Seriously, it made that big of a difference. And after I showered, I put in a little leave-in conditioner and a little bit of hair oil and blew dry my hair, and I had the best blow dry ever. I had minimal frizz, which is saying a lot for me.
Wash your way to healthy hair and get a hair routine that's made just for you by Ouai. Go to THEOUAI.com and use promo code NEXTLEVEL for 15% off any product. That's THEOUAI.com, code NEXTLEVEL.
And then they cut to your room. You and I are getting dressed and our tops are kind of hanging off because we're waiting to help each other with our corsets.
This scene is one of my favorite scenes because it's real. Like, it's funny and it's goofy and it's very I Love Lucy-ish, but at the same time it was real. Like, you went to tie my corset and I went to tie yours, and so in
all of a
doing
sudden
so,
we look like a cuckoo clock with the people that go around.
Yeah, we're going in circles. I'm like, no, I'll get you. No, I'll get you first. And it was real. Like, we didn't script that or anything like that, and I just think it's funny because
and it's one of the things I see pulled from the show most out of anything when I see it in a GIF or a meme or something,
because there's so much about that scene that is so visual.
Boobs for one. Boobs are out,
but we're in my pink confetti room, and then we have all these
princess outfits,
that are amazing,
and we're going in circles like cuckoo clock dolls.
And our hair is all up and amazing, and I just feel like it's very visual, and there's just so much. It's kind of what you think of when you think of girls getting ready for a glamorous event and or so, I don't know. Especially Marie Antoinette days. I know it didn't look like that, but that kind of look. You're very much the Sofia Coppola type look and stuff.
And the only slightly awkward thing about the scene is that they purposely cut Hef in there to make it look like he was in there longer. Because the way I remember it is he was in there for a split second. He makes some comment about us being tits out, and then he was like out the door. But they kind of cut it so they like double a shot of him, so it looks like he was like in there the whole time.
Lingering a little bit.
And I'm like, bro, why are you not helping?
Could you
But he really
imagine?
wasn't in there even long enough to help. He was in real life. It was like pop in, pop out.
Speaking of that, I was going to wear that Marie Antoinette costume today.
Why not?
I had it pulled. I was ready to go. And I started putting it on. And okay, you guys, it's October here and it is so hot in LA. Like it is over 100 degrees and it's been over 100 degrees and it's not cooling off at night either. Not well, it does, but not that much. And I was like trying to put it on and I'm like sweating and Nick was going to help me, but he had to leave for work and it's like all that corseting up the back. And I had to go straight to the airport after this. And I was like, this is just too much. What am I doing?
This isn't worth it.
Yeah.
That's my one gripe about LA weather is LA really has the best weather of anywhere for the most part, except it's hotter in October than it is in the summer, which is bizarre to me and also sucks if you love fall and just love like that fall feeling. You know?
That's why I'm kind of excited to be going on this trip too. Like,
Absolutely.
Get some fall weather. I love LA and I love our weather here, but I do want that fall vibe.
Yeah, the October heat is a weird anomaly here.
Yeah.
And one thing I think is interesting about this episode is you get to see Kendra's storage closet in the hallway. We all had storage closets in the hallway somewhere. And I just think it's interesting. I like it when the show shows like a weird nook corner of the mansion that you don't see.
Yeah.
By the way, can I tell you, this is so dumb, you guys, but I have to share. So we were recently on a slumber party talking about how the Diddy tunnels, the alleged Diddy tunnels, and how allegedly there's tunnels under the Playboy Mansion. And last night I had a dream and it was so vivid. And it was a dream that we were like back at the mansion and Hef was alive, but also simultaneously we're doing this podcast as we really are. He probably wouldn't be speaking to us if we were, but anyway, in the dream he was. And he just very casually like, oh yeah, no, there were tunnels. And he said that there were tunnels. This is so random. And
this is a dream, you guys. Because people are going to be like, Holly said it.
And this must be because I just watched The Substance. But he said Dennis Quaid in the 80s had tunnels under his house because he wanted like an escape route in case anybody tried to kidnap him. This is so random. And then so Hef decided he wanted tunnels too as like an emergency like escape route plan. So he had tunnels dug in the 80s and the door to the tunnels was in the kitchen area. And I remember in the dream thinking, or actually when I woke up from the dream, because you know when you wake up from a really vivid dream and it's the middle of the night and you're just in that liminal space where like in your mind where like you're not quite awake and anything could be possible. I was like, maybe this is a message from beyond. And the reason I never found the tunnels was because we weren't allowed to linger in the kitchen very long. And that was the one place I couldn't snoop. And he said the door was like in the kitchen area and they just like had locked the door. Like when he started a family, like obviously didn't want the kids going down there. So they kind of had sealed it off. But like in the dream, me, you, and Crystal Camden like went into the tunnels.
Interesting.
Yeah. So it's just a dream. So I'm just sharing. But it's funny because like when I woke up in the middle of the night, I was like, what if this is a message from beyond? And there's really tunnels and that's where the door was.
I mean,
look, anything could be possible,
I know.
but to our knowledge, no.
yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I was just going to say.
Anyway.
You know, the closets that you said we all had, I did not have a hall closet.
Oh, you were just across the street? Mm-hmm. I had a hall closet that was right by room 5, and then Kendra had the weird closet that you're seeing there. Mm-hmm. And the only reason I know it's like in the hallway is you see the carpet.
Yeah, and wasn't it like near the doors to go up to the third floor? I mean, not the doors, the stairs to go up to the third floor?
Yeah, it was kind of like this nook that was like off the hallway.
Yeah.
And then she pulls out a T.O. jersey and says, ew.
Yes. I was going to bring that up because there's something, I don't know what happened.
I brought it up in my YouTube rewatch because I thought, and you guys, this is alleged, I'm not saying it's happened, but I thought I heard that she like had an affair with T.O. at one point and really liked him. And then I thought, oh, is she saying ew because she's like not with him anymore and doesn't like him? But then somebody chimed in the comments and said it was because he like started sucking at football or something around that time. So I don't know.
I thought it was much more than that.
I don't know, maybe it's both.
Yeah, because she gets a absolute like disgust for him. It seems like gets rid of everything of his. Like, because she had like the bobblehead,
Yeah.
and then she's like, ew, about the jersey. Like, I definitely felt like there was something more going on there. Even before she had the yuck towards him, I thought her love for him was like really overboard as far
Bigger
as just
than
like
a
wanting,
football fan.
yeah, just being
Yeah.
a fan. But I do not know the answer to that. But I definitely thought something.
So it's back to us like getting ready. And I think I say in commentary that I always feel like I'm in Europe when we have like a rare cloudy day in LA. It's kind of that vibe. And that was the vibe that day. And I had my outfit made at Trashy Lingerie. And from that, they started doing like a whole Marie Antoinette line, and I modeled for it. And I think they still use the pictures. I think it's still up there for some of the outfits. They
They're
still sell
amazing.
some of the outfits. Yeah.
They're amazing. And I have the yellow one that,
Yeah.
I guess they can't see that anymore, but the poster,
Oh, yeah. It's cropped.
the yellow and the blue. Mm-hmm. They're so pretty. Like, I love those.
Yeah, they do such a good job on those. So then Kendra
Wait,
finds.
before you go on, I just have to like rave more about your costume because like when you came in that costume, I was like, oh my God.
It was it was like exactly what I wanted.
All the roses
Yeah.
and all the little ties. Like I don't even know how you like create something with all those different like ties.
Like
and,
they really went all out for
yeah,
it.
it's
Every
so
little detail.
detailed and like so incredible.
So cute.
And the colors are like perfect.
Yeah.
The pink's the perfect pink. The blue is the perfect blue.
I love it.
Yeah, like I love that costume. And I love the yellow one too.
Yeah, that's super cute. They do an amazing job. I have a pink one as well. I think they gave it to me from the day I modeled, and it has like a cute little hat that goes with it.
Ugh, I
It's
want to
so-
see that one.
So cute.
I want to borrow that one sometime.
Yeah,
let
no,
me
I
borrow,
was- well, if you
let me borrow
didn't-
that top.
If you didn't bring your yellow outfit, that's the one I was going to give you for the
Oh,
shoot.
yeah.
So everybody starts showing up for the party, and Kendra's outfit is fine. It's part of like a pirate outfit.
Wait, okay, so she goes with this pirate outfit.
Uh-huh.
She finds like the gold dress that goes there. She wore it for like a Halloween where there was like a corset over the top of
Yeah.
it and a hat and stuff. So she just wears the underneath part, which is totally fine. But why does she cut the straps off?
I have no idea.
I think I asked her when we're doing commentary, and she was like, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I
don't
was
know.
just thought that was interesting.
It might have just been part of the whole like trying to make a scene out of, not make a scene like throw a fit, make a scene, but make a scene for the show. Like, oh, I need to find something and I need to try something on. And I need to make it work, kind of a deal. You guys, it's time to talk about my favorite mobile game, June's Journey. It's a hidden object mystery game with a captivating detective story that takes you back to the glamour of the 1920s. There's a diverse cast of characters. Each new scene takes you further through a thrilling murder mystery story that sets the main protagonist, June Parker, on a quest to solve the murder of her sister and uncover her family's many secrets. June's Journey has everything I love: a mystery, glamour, the 1920s. You even get to decorate your own luxurious island estate. You can let your imagination run wild when decorating this island estate with expansive gardens, beautiful buildings. You can even collect scraps of information to fill your photo album and learn more about each character. And you know I love scrapbooking, so this game has it all. I really love it. Dive into June's captivating quest to uncover a scandalous hidden family secret. Escape to a bygone age of mystery, danger, and romance. Each chapter uncovers a collection of dazzling hidden object spectacles for you to solve. I love the hidden object games. I think they're so relaxing, but I'm using my brain and keeping alert at the same time. So it's the perfect thing to do when you're in a waiting room or waiting for a flight or something like that.
I love playing the game while I'm waiting for an appointment or waiting for my plane to arrive, which is usually where I'll end up playing it. But anytime I have a little free extra time, can you crack the case? Download June's Journey for free today on iOS and Android.
And I get that she's not into dressing up like this and everything, which totally fine. But do you think it's weird or just on par that she doesn't try to do her hair or her makeup or anything? Like, didn't go to the salon, even though she could have. Didn't try even put any kind of like effort to like.
Yeah, it is kind of interesting just because like I know she doesn't like the on theme or the girly girl stuff, but she is into looking hot.
Right. And it's
So you'd
kind
think
of
she would have at least gone and done like a blowout or got her makeup
Yeah.
done or something.
Yeah, it's kind of a big
I don't
event, and we
know.
have spoiler alert, but we have contest winners coming and we're filming and a lot of people are coming. You would think that she would want to, it's kind of like having it is having a party at the mansion, but I know it's not one of the big parties, but it's still an event at the mansion. You would think she would want to put in a little bit more.
Yeah, it is surprising, and I don't care either way. Like, show up however you want.
No, I don't care either. I just
but
think
it is surprising because I do feel like she was into like looking hot for things,
Yeah.
But maybe she's only into looking hot for things if she thought like celebrities and athletes were coming.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe that just occurred to me.
You're
I don't know.
probably right on that. Yeah. And we all four walked down the stairs together.
And the staff is in wigs, which was so funny. And everybody was just being in character. And Alan had that big staff and he would announce people coming in. And everybody.
I love it. I love that they liked participating and
Me
they liked
too.
doing it. Like when Carlina wore the French maid outfit for my party and DeAndre played the murder victim.
Yeah.
And like, I love when they are excited about it and get to be involved and everything too.
Everybody was so fun.
Yeah. I love it. Yeah, and you're just like kind of talking about how amazing all the decorations look and how everybody's involved. And then you bring Hef down to see his portrait.
Yes. And it got the big laugh. He loved it.
Yes.
And did you notice Sarah and Janine's wigs?
Yes,
They
of
wore
course.
the funniest wigs, and they picked those out themselves. Like, I didn't do the wigs; they did it as like a surprise, and it was totally
that's funny.
And Allison brought her pug because Marie Antoinette had a pug.
Yeah.
And I was wondering, the pug didn't live at the Playmate House, did it?
I was going to ask you
Did
too.
it live with her mom in San Diego?
I think she must have gone to San Diego to
Yeah.
get it and bring it for the day or
I
something.
think so. Because I don't think there were dogs over there when we lived there. I think the Shannon twins brought their dogs over there when they moved to the Playmate House eventually.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But that's the only dogs I've ever heard of being over there.
I feel like the girls that lived over there, it would have been hard to have a dog because you're living there because you're actively working and busy and doing promotions and like.
And there's not like a closed backyard or a dog door or anything that makes taking a dog outside easy.
Yeah.
There's always cars in and out. Kind of
Right.
like living at the mansion with a dog, but with no help when you're gone or anything like that.
Yeah.
So I was so excited to get the golf cart. Thank you, Bridget, for designing it.
You are welcome. Okay, so you have to tell us, did you know?
I don't remember that clearly. I think I was pushing for it so hard that I hoped for it. And I thought maybe it was a possibility. But of course, I had no idea how cute it was going to be. And I think that's the main thing.
Yeah.
Like, even if I knew I was getting a golf cart, who cares? Because I had no idea how cute it was going to be. So I was just as surprised as if I hadn't had known.
That's good.
Yeah, it was amazing. And then, of course, you have to take the golf cart for a spin. And Hef
Yes.
goes, do you know where you're going? I'm like, what are the options?
Did you notice though that you're admiring the golf cart and everything and the bow and the gift tag and everything? And did you see Hef goes over to Kendra and says, "Isn't this cool?" Because she's just kind of like off to the side.
I didn't notice that.
And he comes up to her and he kind of like, I don't know.
Trying
if
to
he
get her involved.
Yeah, he's like, don't you
Interesting.
think this is cool? Isn't this cool? I just thought it was sort of a sign and that he was noticing that she seemed a little,
Checked out.
yeah.
Yeah.
And he's trying to like, don't you think this is like, look what I did for Holly.
Yeah.
I mean, I also think he's like, look what I did for Holly. Like, if you're a good girl, you could get something like this too. I think that's a little bit of it too. But I also think he's like, hello, are you showing some excitement here?
Yeah.
Or don't you think this is cool? Or do you think it's that Kendra wanted one too now? Because she talks about it a lot after this.
She does?
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure she did because, like, she was so into golf.
Yeah. I think maybe there was a little bit of that at play too, that she was like, what the fuck? I want one of these.
Yeah.
Because she says it in commentary. I remember her talking about it in real time afterwards. And she was like talking about doing it all, chargers, colors, and like all the things she could do to customize it. She wants to take it to the games. But I don't know how you could tailgate with it, I guess, and run around
Yeah.
the parking lot in it. But I don't think you could go much further than that with it.
Yeah. Yeah, it'd be fun for tailgating. But she could have bought one with all that club appearance money she was making.
True.
The golf cart would come in so handy for so many things, not just like going back and forth between the Playmate House, but like we took it to the golf scramble every year, the Playboy
Yes.
Golf Scramble, and it was
That
so fun.
was so much fun.
Oh my God. We had such a blast.
So much fun.
So we leave the property, and I said, I hope one of the Star Tours buses are out there because those were like the tours of the stars' homes.
Yeah.
People would get on the buses and go around the neighborhood and stuff like that. And back to the party guests, I love Stacy's wig.
Yeah.
Do you remember her wig? It
Yeah.
was so fun.
Wait, it's the one where she looks like a lion, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like kind of a strawberry blonde, like very crimpy, poofy wig.
Oh, and speaking of the tour buses out front, there was one out front.
Oh, when we were out with the golf cart?
Yeah, because we talk about it in commentary. We
Oh,
say that
that's
there was a group of
funny.
tourists standing at the front gate when we pulled up, and they like freaked out
Oh
to see
my
Hef.
God. That's amazing. So it shows my cake and it has the Marie Antoinette Barbie on it, which was one I bought, but it's the same one you were talking about earlier that you had. And people were asking me about that because I guess it's like a really rare Barbie.
Well, it's one of those collector ones.
Yeah. So they were asking if I still have it. I do still have it. I put her back in the box and I saved it for Rainbow. And it's not one I let her play with because every Barbie I had like all the Marilyn Monroe Barbie and like the Frank Sinatra that came with a Barbie and the Elvis that came with a Barbie and all these. And those all like ended up torn apart by Rainbow because I wanted her to have them. Yeah. But the Marie Antoinette one is still like safe in a drawer.
I have so many Barbies, and she's one of them still in the box. And I have that like porcelain like lingerie Barbie.
Yeah.
That's really pretty. And then of course I have all the Halloween and spooky themed Barbies.
That Marie Antoinette Barbie might be the best Barbie they ever made.
It's amazing. Mm-hmm. In fact, like a while ago, I did a video going through some of my stuff at storage, and I found her, and I did a video showing her and some of my other Barbies. People keep wanting me to do a video with like all my doll collection, but they're all in different boxes. But I do have like snippets of videos of some of them. It's not the whole thing, but
Yeah, that would make a good video. It's very satisfying to go through. I made a short video of like all the Malibu Barbies I got for Trisha's baby.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. I
Did
made
she
it was
freak
very
out?
short.
Did
Like,
she love that?
yes, and she posted the cutest video of like them opening the basket together.
After all these trips I've been taking, sometimes I like look forward to getting home and doing my everything shower. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? Where you do everything from top to bottom and it's like a really long bathroom time. It's like the ultimate self-care ritual, and Osea's new Undaria Algae Body Wash is a must-have addition to turn your shower routine into a tropical paradise with its iconic, all-natural, uplifting, citrusy scent. Undaria Algae Body Wash infuses your shower with the healing power of the sea, formulated with nourishing, nutrient-rich Undaria seaweed, glycerin, and oil blend. It provides a gentler, plant-based cleansing experience and an all-natural scent that won't give you a headache. Its pH-balanced, hydrating formula doesn't strip your skin, and it leaves it feeling soft and renewed. I love Osea's new Undaria Algae Body Wash. I love using it in the shower. I love the smell. It makes me feel like I'm at the spa. Plus, it leaves my skin feeling so great and hydrated.
I love this body wash too. As I get older, it's more and more important to me to use products that really take care of the skin on my entire body. And I love the fresh scent. And with Osea, you never have to choose between your values and your best skin. This company is clean, vegan, cruelty-free, and climate neutral certified. Osea is a mother, daughter, and woman founded and led and has been making clean, clinically tested, seaweed-infused skincare for over 28 years. Upgrade your shower with clean, vegan face and body care from Osea. Get 10% off your first order site-wide with code NEXTLEVEL at OseaMalibu.com. You'll get free samples with every order and free shipping on orders over $60. Head to OSEAMalibu.com and use code NEXTLEVEL for 10% off.
I like how Ray comes and participates too, and he's like blowing the trumpet for each person. And I think he scared the
contest winners?
Yes, because she's
yes.
like, what the hell just happened?
Yeah, it was so funny. So there was a contest at like Spencer's Gifts, I think it was, where it was for the salespeople there, and whoever could sell the most of a certain Playboy product would win, like, I forget what the actual prize was. I think it was a tour of the mansion. But because they were coming up the week of my birthday, I was like, oh, come to the birthday party as well. And then I gave them like each like a Playboy jewelry item. It had something to do with the Playboy jewelry, the contest.
For some reason, I don't think I knew that. For some reason, I thought, so she was like an associate with
I don't know.
Spencer's?
I don't know who won. I don't know if that was the male or female.
Oh, for some reason, I thought it was her.
It might have been. I don't know.
Okay, well, one of them was like worked for Spencer's then. I did not realize that. I thought it was just a contest that Spencer's was doing, and it was like just somebody who shopped at the store.
No, it was like whoever could sell the most Playboy items, I think.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I did not realize that.
And speaking of the contest winners, people always ask me this, and they ask me, why did you seat them?
I already know what you're
at
going to
the
say. I've seen this.
two-top table, because there's like a big table in the dining room. There's a smaller round one kind of in the window nook. And then there's this little table that just seats two on the side.
And then there's a whole other one in the med room.
Yeah.
And then there's a whole other little weird alcove area past the two-seater.
Yeah, so there's lots of places to sit. But people keep asking me why I sat them there. And I'm thinking, did I even sit them there? Because this was like a more formal style dinner, like as far as having like the fine china and things like that than a typical buffet. But I don't think there was a seating chart.
I don't remember there being a seating chart. And even if so, it wouldn't have been for everybody. It would have just been for like filming purposes. Hef, me, you, Kendra, and maybe like Sarah and Allison.
Like just the main table. The other tables would have been up for grabs. But I don't think there was a seating chart or name cards. And I don't think I even sat them there. Am I on crack? I listened to the commentary. I don't know why people think I sat them there. I'm like, did I say that in the commentary? But I didn't say that. And I don't remember seating them there. Am I crazy?
I don't think you're crazy, because I just feel like we wouldn't have been in charge of the seating chart at all. It's something that Mary might have done, or the producers might have done.
Or they just gravitated there on their own?
But you know what? Honestly, I was watching this and I was thinking, because I was trying to put myself in their shoes. Like, what would this be like coming into this party like this? Like you and your husband, you know? And I thought I would be really, really nervous, and I'd be very self-conscious and stuff. And I would be so grateful that we were at a two-top table.
Yeah, so you have like your little moment of peace, and you can observe and you can talk to people if you want. That's what I was thinking too. It's like, I don't remember seating them or being in charge of that at all. But if I had been, I probably would have picked that small table, because for me as an introvert, and you're not even an introvert and you feel the same way, I would feel much more comfortable if they put me at that little table.
Absolutely, because I would feel like everybody's not watching me eat every bite of my salad. And am I weird? Do I have stuff on my face? I don't have to like make conversation. And
you feel like you kind of have your own little bubble in this kind of high pressure situation.
Yes.
They don't know anybody there.
Yes, I feel like I would want that for me,
too.
If I was in their position. So when I saw comments about that, people like acting like that was a bad thing or a mean thing.
That's another thing too, and it's weird because that seems to be the theme of the episode, is people assume that I sat them there and that I was being mean and like exiling them to like the loser table. Which is like, I know in this whole episode, I'm kind of leaning into like the bratty, I'm the princess, what I say goes, but I don't think it's that extreme. And for some reason, this episode comes off to people like I'm mean and I'm exiling the contest winners to the shitty table, and I'm giving Kendra the shitty costume because I want to be mean. And I'm like, that's just not the case at all.
I never thought anything about it except, they're so lucky they got their own table.
Yeah.
Not because people wouldn't have been nice to them at our table. Of course they would have. But just as, for personal, like I would be like so glad.
Yeah. And it's also like the hierarchy and like the politics of where you sit in that main dining room is a little bit fraught. So they were lucky, I think, to get that table.
Right. And I think probably if anybody did it, it was Mary or the producers, because Mary would have been like,
oh, have a seat here. Here's
you
a safe
know what?
spot.
As I was saying that, and maybe I'm just recreating history in my head, but I just had like a vision of Mary walking them in the dining room with them and giving them options.
I can see that happening. It seems like
you can sit over here. You guys can have this table for two. All of a sudden, like a whole vision, and maybe I'm just making it up now after the fact, but like I had this whole vision of like Mary, and then I feel like it also makes it very easy for the camera crew.
Yeah.
When they want like
to focus in.
Yeah. So they're right there. They have their own table. They don't have to worry about getting the shot because it's easy to get. So I think a lot of things probably went into it, but I feel like I just had this whole vision of Mary doing it, and I don't know, maybe I'm making it up.
I think that makes sense.
It definitely wasn't you.
Yeah. And I meet them at the door and I give them their little prize and stuff like that. And I'm excited to greet them. But also, like, I'm trying to enjoy my birthday. I'm not trying to hover and be like, you sit here and I'm going to play hostess all night,
Right. It's already going even more than what they actually won, because it was just a tour.
Yeah, it was like an extra thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they brought you flowers, and
Yeah,
that
and they
was
were
really
super
sweet.
nice, and they got costumes and stuff.
I wish we knew who they were. I would love to interview them about like how they won, how it
Did
all
I
came to
seat
be.
you?
Yeah, right.
I
Did
don't
Holly
remember
walk
doing
you and
that.
say, "This is your seat.
Yeah.
Don't you dare sit at the
You're
main
banished.
table"?
Yeah.
I would love to know like where they got their costumes, like how much time they had to prepare, if they were nervous, what they
Yeah.
thought about everybody. Like I have so many questions for them.
Yeah, that would be fun. I wonder where they are.
If anybody knows them,
Why
tell
do
them
I
to hit
think
us up.
Why do I think her name was Jennifer? Does it say their names on the screen?
I think it does. And I
Okay,
think her
cool.
name is Jennifer.
Okay, perfect. So we also say in commentary that the night of my birthday party, and we might have mentioned this last week, was also the night of the rental Christmas party in the back where Ron Jeremy wore the Santa suit that Mondo uses
Yes.
in our Christmas episode, and they borrow your cake because somebody was popping out of a cake.
And they park your golf cart on the grass, like right by the front door. Mm-hmm. And people were taking photos on it all night long.
That's fun. See, the golf cart comes in so handy for so many things.
People love it.
It was a nice addition to the family, I think. So, burning question a lot of people have about this episode. Did Kendra sit in the cake on purpose? What do you think?
I go back and forth on this.
I think, okay, first of all, when it happened in real time, I don't even remember noticing or caring because I was distracted with all this other stuff. When the show came out and we screened the show, I don't remember giving two flying fucks. I thought my birthday was great. My opinion is I don't think she did it on purpose because if Kendra was going to do something like that on purpose, she would first make sure the cameras were on her. She'd hoist herself up and act all nonchalant and then be like, oh my God, you guys, oh my God. Like she's very good at getting the attention on the camera and having her moments and making a drama out of nothing. But the way we see it on camera is it just kind of cuts to all of a sudden she has this pink stain on her skirt and she's just kind of like about it. And then it shows her kind of washing it off. And I feel like if Kendra was going to do something like that on purpose, it would have been a lot more showy.
I agree with that. But I do think she definitely knew the cake was there and she sat up there and pushed back onto it. I don't think she meant to like necessarily sit in it.
It is a
but
weird place to sit.
Yes, very, which is suspect.
That's what makes it suspect for sure. I just think she would have done a better job like having it documented on camera if she's going to do something like that.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of cake sitting? It's a fetish.
Oh, yes. I have heard of it because Stacy used to tell me about these like crazy things that people do.
Yeah, it's like a sexual fetish where people want like photos and videos or a live experience of somebody sitting on a cake and, you know, go from there. And have you heard of cake farting?
No, definitely not cake farting.
That's a whole other fetish too, and people make videos of it. I'll have to find, there's one I'm thinking of specifically that like 10 years ago, Perez Hilton retweeted it and it stuck in my head so much of this girl like sits on a cake and she farts and it like bubbles up all the frosting and stuff. And she's like, cake farting. And it's like a fetish people have. And look, I'm not kink shaming, but I do think it's funny. Like if you can't have a sense of humor about sex, you're fucked, in my opinion.
Well, that's kind of grossing me out on cake, and I love cake.
Yeah.
I did know about the cake sitting one. Also, let's see, Stacy told me about the balloon popping.
The balloon popping one is so interesting. And I wonder how a fetish like that develops. Like what happened in your childhood that made you turned on by balloon popping? No judgment. I'm just curious.
I don't know, but like they like when you sit on it and like you kind of bounce and like the, you know, waiting for
The
it to
squeaky
happen.
noise. Oh, the anticipation of the
Yeah,
pop.
of
Oh
the
my
popping.
God. That's
Yeah,
so
it's a
funny.
whole like thing to it.
I mean, look, it's harmless.
It's true. So is cake farting.
Yeah.
Kind of harmless, not entirely.
As long as you don't serve the cake to somebody after.
Right?
Blah.
Fart dust
Maybe
all
that's a
over
fetish.
it
I bet that's a fetish too. I bet there's people who want to eat that.
with fart dust on it.
Yeah, you know there is.
Ew. Wait, okay, so we're talking about the food.
We got off track.
Yeah. let's get to real food here.
Yeah.
So Kendra saying that the favorite thing of her night was the food. And I was curious, do you remember what the food was? Do you have the menu?
I don't have the menu, but it was little grilled cheese, like a croque monsieur kind of sandwich. It was all kinds of like little desserts, like petit four type things. I don't remember everything, but it was so good and so well done.
I remember that I wrote in my notes, the one thing I remember from it is French onion soup, which I love.
I
so
love a
much.
French onion soup.
Especially if it has like a really good bread on top with like it's so good. Then you start opening presents, and I come down with that giant basket, and then you open Ashley's present.
Oh, yeah, it's a rhinestone bra that says, I love Hef.
I remember at the time thinking, oh my God, it's amazing.
She made the prettiest rhinestone bras.
Yeah,
For
she
sure.
does so good.
But you know what I love? You know what little gift I love so much? That stupid little Marie Antoinette plastic doll where the head pops off.
Yeah, they're cute.
Like, I don't still have that, but I wish I did, kind of.
Didn't you get like 5 of those?
I think I did. How do I not still have one? That's really weird. So did he end up starting the movie early?
A little bit.
Yeah. Not horribly, but a little bit. And it shows the champagne tower.
I was just going to say, we
and
got to talk about the
everything else.
champagne
Yeah,
tower
it looks
because
so pretty.
I think I said it in the last episode, but Brian Alea was telling me that people like loved that and keep asking him for it.
All the details of that buffet were so good. Like, I don't know if you guys have seen Marie Antoinette or you remember the movie, but there's a part where she has a visiting relative and she shows him this tea she has, and it's like a little tea blossom where you pour the hot water and the blossom opens. And we had those after the movie because they
Yes.
always put out like coffee and tea. So we had those. So it's like all these perfect little details that like went with the movie.
Those little tea with the flowers that open, somebody sent us those. I forget who, but somebody sent us those. And then we were like, we have to use those for the party.
Yeah, it was so perfect.
It really was.
Do you have anything else before best and worst?
I was just gonna say that you kind of wrap it up saying that the last couple of years have been so much fun and have brought so many good opportunities, and this year I have a feeling it's gonna get even better. And then they bring out the sheet cake because we can't have regular cake, gotta have the sheet cake. And you cut your head off on the cake, which is funny. You say that you were so excited and having so much fun that you forgot to even make a wish.
Yeah, I think I did because I was just having an amazing birthday.
And then you say, I guess that is what happens when your life is perfect.
I don't know if my life was perfect, but I was manifesting.
I was curious what your thoughts were on that comment now.
Well, I think at the time, though, like even though I knew things weren't perfect, like I knew things were getting better, and
Yeah.
that was good.
I felt
And
like...
I did know how lucky I was with a lot of things. Like I'm lucky to be in a position where I'm not struggling financially. Like I was grateful for the things I had.
Yeah. Even though, like, I know things weren't perfect at this moment, I do look at that scene and I feel like you look genuinely happy. And I do feel like you guys did still look in love
Yeah.
to me at this point. Like,
It
I
was
felt
a
like
good
this
day.
was a very sweet moment. And Hef, too. Like, I feel like
Well,
he
it
was
felt
very
like he
happy.
enjoyed my party more than he thought he was going to. I think he was all gung-ho on starting the movie early. Let's get this shit over with. But I think even he had fun, and even he liked the golf cart, even though he didn't think he was going to.
He loved the golf
yeah,
cart.
that's so funny.
Yeah.
That he ended up liking it. Oh, I think I said this on our Patreon too, but I'm excited because I'm having a Marie Antoinette birthday again this year.
Yes.
A little bit earlier than my birthday because I don't want to travel around Christmas, but I'm going to go stay at the Versailles Hotel.
Yeah, and then the camera just kind of pans away, and Holly says, it's the best birthday ever. And then you hear Hef say, let them eat cake.
Best and worst?
I didn't do it.
Do you want me to go with mine and then you can pop on?
I've been so good about doing them lately,
You have
too.
been.
Yeah, go ahead. with
Okay.
yours.
Well, with best, there's a lot of things I like because it was my birthday and everything went off so well. But I think like two things, like if I'm just thinking of whatever, the two things that pop into my mind are the golf cart and my outfit. Those are my favorites.
Yes.
My least favorite, and these aren't even things that are really supposed to be in the episode or cut purposely to be in the episode. It's the negativity that some people take away from it that's not even there. Like, oh, Kendra sat in your cake on purpose. Oh, you gave Kendra the shitty outfit. You sat the people at a shitty table. And it's like none of that is even true.
Right.
And it was a great day and it was great.
Yeah, I thought it was a great party. I really loved the episode. I thought it was a fun episode. I think everything went really, really well, despite Kendra sitting in the cake, purpose or not purpose, or accidental or not accidental, however you want to say it. I would agree with you looking back on it. I probably wouldn't have said it at the time, but looking back on it now and having talked about it, I definitely think it's the fake drama that people have created with it. Because I've seen it too. I've seen those comments about you sitting the people over there and giving Kendra the shitty outfit, and none of that was even true. And that somehow I got the better outfits. Like, that's just ridiculous. And then... But I think maybe if I have to pick something different, the worst is probably that awkward scene with Sarah and Allison. Like, I almost feel bad for them.
Yeah, and they probably really didn't want to be like changing in front of the cameras and
and the best I think was getting to do that golf cart for you. And,
oh yeah, the golf cart's amazing.
Like, do all that like decorating. But I do love your outfit too.
Thanks.
Yeah.
So it was a good episode. If you guys would like more content, check out our Patreon at patreon.com/girlsnextlevel. Check out our merch. And anyway, our merch is girlsnextlevel.shop. And we'll see you guys next week.
Bye, guys.
Bye.